What's poppin', yo? I'm here to talk about the buffs and changes I've made for Chandelure, but before I get into explaining my thought process behind all of the new abilities, the stat tweaks, and all of the new moves, I want to have a quick disclaimer for new viewers. Shout out to y'all, by the way. Make sure y'all pause the video, read the description, because I have a lot of important background info that you might need looking into this ROM hack, so definitely give that a read. It's super important. And for all my returning viewers, I appreciate y'all coming back. Make sure y'all drop a comment, drop a like, regardless of if you're new or returning. Also on the Google Sheet linked down below is the move guide. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you check it out. Super important. But yeah, with all that being said, we got Chandelure. So this guy is super fun. They've got 2 immunity abilities, and Lampent has a 3rd immunity ability that it loses when it turns into Chandelure. I like the idea of weak armor on them. So this technically overlaps with Scarlet, but Scarlet is purely physical while Chandelure is purely special, so it's not that deep. It kind of irks me, to be honest, but I was really struggling to come up with another ability that like is as cool and fitting as weak armor, because, you know, keeping flash fire, it's not bad, but it's just a bit boring compared to like all the other stuff. So I like weak armor on them. It's whatever. It can overlap with Scarlet a little bit. And yeah, so with weak armor, you can switch it in on the physical move. You can also do like endure Pataya Berry stuff, or even weakness policy weak armor, and you just go absolutely crazy because 80 base speed is already fast enough with Scarf to where you outspeed pretty much all of the Pokemon in-game. So with the weak armor boost, you can run like max HP, max special attack, or max defense special attack, switch in, take the hit, and then you outspeed everything on the opponent's team, and you have tons of great coverage now as well, and stuff like Eternal Beam, Dazzling Gleam, Moonblast, Energy Ball, Aura Sphere, T-Ball, Flash Cannon, Psychic, and then of course Ghost and Fire is already a great dual stab to begin with. I've also made them a lot more bulky / defensive on the special side. I think it makes sense with the whole like ghostly Chandelure thing they got going on. So that that's really good with like Strength Sap, which I gave because of, I mean, they're a ghost, but also I think the Pokedex talks about them like absorbing souls or some shit. Yeah, I don't know. And then they've also got the whole hypnotic trance thing going on, which is why Lippic has Hypnotize, which is just a good early game ability. I mean, it's a great ability for the whole game, but their physical bulk isn't as great as they evolve. But for early game, Lippic's physical bulk is like perfectly serviceable and is pretty cool. You can switch in and make the opponent's ability disappear on a physical, like on a contact move, right? So if they have like a boosting ability, you can switch in, and yeah. And you have Dazzling, which is an incredible ability early game, especially because AI has tons of priority moves early on. In terms of priority moves, Chandelure has access to Spook, Ignite, and Shockwave, which are all really good stab / coverage options. And then Hypnosis is great with Wide Lens. It won't miss because Wide Lens is buffed. They've also got some cool exclusive options like Inferno Parade, which it's basically Hex, but it always burns, so it's really, really strong. So you can like a bulkier Strength Sap, Inferno Parade, burn, type of set with like max HP, max defense, or like Dazzling or Levitate. Or you could do like a T-Spike with your ally, like one of your Pokemon on your team, T-Spike, and then the AI has no counterplay for that basically, unless they happen to have a poison type, because it's not like they're going to be doing hazard removal. So you can just T-Spike, and then you have a 140 power Inferno Parade. You can use that with weak armor or Scarf and just kind of go crazy. That's really fun. And then you have Bitter Blaze, which is essentially it's Heat Wave, but it heals you. So Heat Wave is a 60 power guaranteed crit now, and Bitter Blaze is the same power, just it heals you. It's a play off of Bitter Blade, if you couldn't tell. I think it's pretty cute. Bitter Blaze, Bitter Blade, they're the exact same move, just physical versus special. And it's also kind of cool. It kind of emphasizes the, I guess, like parallel between Scarlet and Chandelure with the whole weak armor Ghost Fire type. I think it's kind of funny. You've also got Overheat, which is just fire type special Flare Blitz, and in exchange, Blast Burn is now the fire type Draco Meteor variant. You also have Spectral Beam, which is ghost type Draco Meteor, Burn Up, which is really strong on them, especially if you want to like remove your fire typing, click it in front of like a bulkier ground or rock type or something. It's pretty cool. You get a free burn, get some great damage. You can also use it in conjunction with weak armor if you want to like burn up into Spectral Beam or something, as opposed to clicking Blast Burn into Spectral Beam, because Blast Burn will drop your special attack, right? But with weak armor, you can like outspeed and kill tons of shit with your high base power stabs and your strong special attack and your coverage and all that good shit. You even have Nasty Plot, which you could do with weak armor. Some shenanigans there, like Sash, weak armor, Nasty Plot. But honestly, yeah, weakness policy Endure is also great. Same with Pataya Berry if you're not taking a super effective attack. You've also got tons of other bulkies like outside of the Strength Sap, which you get pretty early on at 30. You also have Soul Absorb and Recover for earlier on. Disable is great utility. Smog, always poisons. Siphon and Mega Drain are great for healing. Clear Smog for stat debuffing, like if they if the AI boost themselves, you can clear Smog. Bitter Malice and Dismal Cry drop attack and special attack by -2. Same with by -1. Same with Mystical Fire. They've also got Parting Shot, which I give to most ghost types. That's a pretty cool thing that they can take advantage of, like a bulkier set, right, with Parting Shot and burning moves and strength sap and all this crap. So you can definitely run some really great defensive utility sets, and that's the beauty of this game, right? You're supposed to be switching between or cycling between your sets constantly. I dropped their defense a bit because I just think that if they're like a glass Chandelure, they shouldn't. Honestly, their defense could be as low as like 50 or 60 to me, but I kept it a decent, like 75 is definitely serviceable, fine, solid bulk with investment, and their special defense is like what they're more focused on now, which I think is cool, especially when you have like Strength Sap and Infernal Parade and stuff to burn or drop attack. So I think it's pretty cool, and also it fits with the whole weak armor theming. Wildfire and Astral Storm are also great with weak armor because they don't drop your special attack, and the downside of those is that they can't be used twice in a row, so you can't spam like Scarf Wildfire or Scarf Astral Storm, both of which are special Wicked Blow variants, but what you can do with weak armor is switch between the two. So you can click Wildfire, no drawback, no recoil like Overheat, no special attack prep like Blast Burn, although Blast Burn is much stronger, so it's definitely not like outclassed or anything. It's just for certain situations with weak armor, Wildfire plus Astral Storm plus like your other coverage, like, you know, Aura Sphere, Eternal Beam, whatever, is all great. So yeah, this thing could be a kill machine with weak armor, great defensive utility with Levitate and Dazzling, and also Lampent you could keep for that Flash Fire extra if you want. If not, it's still great up to level 36. It's got some great stats, you know, fun stuff there. And also Flash Fire is pretty cool offensively as well. I think I've covered pretty much everything, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna cut this one short because I have like 70 videos I need to book record. So if you have any other questions about like more in-depth analysis though, you know, I'm always happy to talk about it, because there's a lot more to them, but that's the summary. So thanks for listening. Shout out to y'all if you made it to the end. Drop a comment if you did, and I'll be back for more coming up. Peace.